Alright, here we go. Hello, this is CBUP 768, and we are back with Wright, Trials and Tribulations. And last time, we played as Edgeworth, basically doing our first day of investigating because of Phoenix taking a tumble off of Dusty Bridge when it was burning down. So he gave Edgeworth his Megatama and told him to be Iris's attorney for this first day of the trial. And as we see here, we have Miss Bikini on the stand and is about to testify. But instead of Prosecutor Godot, Edgeworth actually called in his sister, Miss Von Karma, and he even changed out the judge just so nobody would recognize that, oh, hey, you're Edgeworth, the prosecutor. Why are you being a defense attorney and stuff like that? So, basically, we're just on the first day of the trial, and we're going to try to prove that Iris didn't do it. So anyway, let's get to it. That night, I was helping an acolyte with her training in the inner temple, but, well, as you can see, my back likes to act up violently. So, I left Iris to help the acolyte and returned to Hazakura Temple. There's no bath at the inner temple, you see, and I needed a long, hot soak. It was after I finished, just as I was heading back, that's when I saw it. So, it was simply coincidence that you found yourself returning to Hazakura Temple, eh? Yes, you could say that. If my back hadn't been in so much pain, I would have stayed at the inner temple. That sounds like a pretty important statement she just made. Whoa. What's going on out there? I don't know if you guys heard that, sorry. It's like some trucks passing by. There's only one problem with this testimony that I can... Oh, I messed up the W. There's only one How do I do W's? There's only one problem with this testimony that I can see. Okay. Sorry about that. I want to get my V's on those W's. And you're not about to fall at the first hurdle now, are you, Miles Edgeworth? Mr. Edgeworth, please begin your cross-examination, eh? Alright, sorry about that. Alright, so I already looked ahead. It's the third statement, and it says to present Iris's testimony. I left her at the temple, which of course contradicts... where's her testimony? Here, which said, rang the lights out and was in her room the entire time. She didn't until the murder was discovered. Objection! Witnesses have to undergo their own trials, I'm afraid. The defendant's fate rests on their power of observation and memory, after all. Well, don't worry. I'm more than up to the task. I'm a woman of faith, after all, the head honcho of Hazakura Temple. In that case, Miss Honcho, I'd like you to explain something for me. The discrepancy between your testimony and that of the defendant, Iris. She claims that after ringing the lights out bell, she went back and stayed in her room. Which means she did not go to the inner temple at all. No! She said that... Objection. A defendant or a witness? Who is more likely to lie, do you suppose? The defendant is simply lying to cover her back. Objection! But that is completely illogical. The murder was committed in the courtyard of Hazakura Temple. Claiming that she went to the inner temple would make for a much better alibi. But that is odd. Whatever the reason, I can't believe that she would lie. She does indeed have honest eyes. Y'all! All people lie. That is my belief. Why am I the only one being whipped in here, eh? Anyway, neither the witness nor the defendant have any reason to lie, eh? Which means we must call her memory into question. dear, dear, dear. You're older than me, and yet you want to play that game, do you? Well, that isn't exactly what I... My memory is perfect, crystal clear, especially in winter. Then, I suppose it's too early to end this cross-examination, eh? Mr. Edgeworth, if you are going to question the memory of this witness, you will need to show me a more decisive piece of evidence. Understood, Your Honor. I was naive to think that alone would do the trick. Then please, add your comments about Iris to the testimony, and let us return to the cross-examination, eh? Okay. That night, I was helping an acolyte with her training in the inner temple, but... Let me save. Oh, nope, save. Okay. And again, hopefully it's looking good, because again, I didn't tell you guys, but I'm recording this on a different TV. But so far, it looks alright. Well, as you can see, my backlights act up violently. What was added? Oh, was that added at the end? And I saw it. Huh, I thought something was added. What? Something get added? Hang on. Iris came to the inner channel. Huh? Wait a minute. Where? Iris came to the inner temple dressed Okay. Iris came to the inner temple. She was dressed exactly she had been for dinner. Okay. And again, okay, I looked at the guide. This is a statement, which that's wrong because she was not dressed the way she was because she didn't have her hood. Objection! Witness, let's get one thing straight. The defendant whom you claim to have met, she was wearing this demon-warding hood, correct? Of course! That is a very important piece of clothing, I'll have you know. Wait a minute. Objection! Hold it right there. Why do you have that? That's the question of the day now, isn't it, Miss Von Karma? I'll have you know that this hood was given to someone as a gift that night, before the lights out bell was rung. What? You know where I'm going with this, don't you? If the witness had seen the defendant as she claims, then the Iris she saw should have been missing this very hood. Wow! Oh my God! She didn't have the hood. I had no idea. Jesus. It's not a bad feeling at all, exposing contradictions like this. Now, I understand that happy look on Wright's face every time he does it. Order in the court, eh? Wow! Sister, this hood, you have spare ones around the temple, don't you? Spares? Well, I do tend to make too many of them. I see. A stockpile. A surplus of hoods, eh? Each nun is only given one hood. This should be the only hood that Iris owned. Then this is quite strange. Wah! If there was a surplus of hoods, then she could have worn one of those. There's no contradiction here. I'm sorry to break this to you, Miss Von Karma, but you won't get away that easily. Discrepancies such as this will sow seeds in any human heart. The seeds of doubt. Witness, while I don't wish to call your testimony into doubt, you must give every detail with precision. I'm not sure I'm comfortable going along with this. Sister, you shall continue with your testimony. Tell us what you saw after finishing your bath on your way back to the inner temple. Those seeds of doubt are sprouting in the judge's heart. They just need a little more stimulation to bear fruit. contradictory stimulation. Contradictory stimulation. Oh my god, I couldn't do it with the voice. Alright, after my bath. Okay. I finished my bath around 11, and I thought I should return to the inner temple. And as I was walking back, I heard a noise from the courtyard. I took a look, and Iris was, Mystic Elise, and with that sword of all things. Mystic Elise was staying in the corner room, which faces out onto the courtyard. The stabbing I saw must have occurred after she was pushed out of her window. You saw a truly terrible sight, didn't you, eh? If I was in your place, then it would be much like Miss Von Karma whipping Mr. Edgeworth in two in court. And me seeing it all from this very chair. Well, something like that, eh? This judge, his imagination is about as vivid and creative as Detective Gumshoe. I would look the fool if I commented on such foolishness. Anyway, this case is mine, Miles Edgeworth. Calling everyone by their full name. Can't you do something about that habit of yours? Okay. It says present on the fifth statement. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, and it says the autopsy report, because as soon as I saw that in the guide, I was like, oh yeah, that's right, because it says she was stabbed first, then she was thrown out the window. Yeah, let's see. The cause was loss of blood from stabbing the back, and then it fell. So she died, so she got stabbed and lost her blood first, then she fell. Objection! Impressive logic. That's what I'd say. That's what I'd like to say anyway. Oh, please do! My brain is something else, especially in winter. However, I think you are overlooking one thing. Miss Von Karma, would you be so kind as to take another look at the autopsy report? The autopsy report? The victim did fall from a height of 10 feet. However, this fall was after she was killed. Ah! That's right! It says after death right here, eh? The scene this witness claims to have seen is contradictory. If the defendant stabbed and killed the victim there in the courtyard, how did the victim then go on to take a 10-foot fall? Ah! Oh my god, yeah, how did she fall if she was already dead? She didn't die from the fall, she died from stabbing. I had no idea! Order, eh? The victim was killed and then fell. If that is the case, then the victim must have been killed in her room, eh? Don't you agree? That is the logical conclusion. Yes, that's right. The victim must have been stabbed by the defendant in her own room. And she was then thrown out of her window down into the courtyard below. Objection! Were there any signs of a struggle in Miss D's room? She was stabbed with a sword. That would leave a blood stain, wouldn't you agree? Well, Miss Von Karma, was there any blood? Yeah! Wah! No traces of blood were found in the victim's room. Your whip has just caused traces of blood to be found on my glorious playoff beard. However, if there was no blood in the room, then your claim that I'm sure there's no need for me to go over this. As I'm sure your honor is well aware, when a stab wound produces the most blood. When it produces the most blood, eh? Very little blood is actually lost at the moment of a blade's insertion. If you want to talk about when the most blood would be lost from a body, That would be when the blade is removed.
Indeed. With the weapon still in place, it acts like a lid on the wound.
That's true. With the weapon still in the body, there wouldn't be much bleeding, eh? A perfectly reasonable line of thinking. We have come to a conclusion then. The victim was thrown out of the window with the sword still in place. This removes all of the contradictions.
Oh my god, she removed all the contradictions. She's so cool.
Shut up, you up there. Oh, the whip. Order, eh? I must admit that this is a problematical version of offense, eh?
I'd expect no less from Franziska von Kama. She locates and takes control of every vital point.
It seems that we need a clear testimony from the witness. Remove all supposition on your part and tell us only the facts, please. Witness, please, remain standing on the crate, eh? Don't go selling me short now. The weight of winter snow has bent me out of shape, especially my back and my mood. Sister, please, give us your testimony. I will give you a vigorous massage once we are finished here.
With the whip? With the whip?
Oh boy! All right.
Oh, that's funny. With the whip? Okay. Further details, please.
When I looked across the scene, the sword was already in place. Thinking about it now, I didn't actually see her stab Mystic Elise. I've never seen so much blood before. That's when I fainted. You can't blame me, can you? And when I awoke, Mystic Amy was stabbing Mystic Elise through the back.
Okay.
I did the same thing. This all confirms Miss Von Karma's theory. Von Karma strive for nothing but perfection. Putting together such facts is nothing for me. You should know that, Miles Edgeworth. I want to try to make a V when I say worth with him.
Perfection is an impossibility, Franziska von Kama. And I'm here to teach you just that.
It's his third statement. 1, 2, 3. I've seen so much blood.
Hold it! So, you're saying that you saw the victim's blood?
That's right! Some of it had splattered onto Iris, too! When the defendant was arrested, she was meditating in her room. And her blood-flecked clothing was neatly folded in the corner.
What? Her clothes were blood-fleckled as well?
That seems quite conclusive to me, eh?
What should I do? Press this point further?
Yes.
Going back to your previous statement, you said that you saw little bleeding when the victim was stabbed. But now, you say you saw the victim's bleeding. You saw the victim bleeding.
Well, I say that what I saw is what I saw. Well, what did you see, eh? Maybe I didn't see the poor woman get stabbed, but I saw the girl pull the sword out of her, plain as day.
Pulling the sword out?
Well, it wasn't exactly pulling. It was more like it came out. Witness, you will add this statement to your testimony, eh? Oh, was that important?
More important than you can imagine.
I saw the instant in which the blade plunged into the hilt was smoothly drawn out. If I had to take a guess, just present the sword itself. Cause yeah, that is not a smooth sword. Yeah, no way I pulled that out smoothly. Yeah, I guessed it. I didn't even need the guide for that one.
Sister Bikini, you are a reliable witness. At least, I'd like to think so. But there are too many contradictions here.
What do you mean? You make it sound as though I'm a liar. But you're a handsome young man, so I'll forgive you.
What contradictions are you talking about?
In the scene that the witness claims to have seen, the weapon was thrust up to its hilt into the victim. Furthermore, the killer withdrew the weapon smoothly from the body. However, both of these are complete impossibilities.
Oh my god, they're complete possibilities. I had no idea. What do you mean? Please explain. Explain yourself.
To start with, do you think it would be possible to stab someone to the hilt with this? No matter how I look at the defendant, she doesn't appear strong enough for that.
Objection. Doesn't appear that meaningless dribble. I too may appear to be weak and frail, but I can crush men under my heel and make them weep should I so choose. Jesus. I wonder if she has another job. She probably does. The objection stands! I wept a little back there, I must admit.
Objection? That isn't the only issue here. If this sword was truly stabbed to the body up to the hilt, well, just look at all the branches on it. It certainly wouldn't come out smoothly.
That's...
We also have the problem of the amount of bleeding. It's true that when a blade is left in a body, it acts as a plug of sorts. However, when the weapon is shaped like this, it's an entirely different story. The wound would be too large for the blade to completely stop the bleeding.
Objection! That's nothing more than conjecture. In reality, the victim was stabbed with the shinishito. Even a weapon of this nature may still sometimes slide out smoothly and may still sometimes stop the blood loss.
Objection! I'm not finished. There is still one more conclusive contradiction.
You still got more, eh?
This one is simple. If this sword really was thrust in all the way to the hilt, then why is the sword not covered in more blood? Why is it only the tip? Why is there only blood on the tip of it? Yeah, me and Edgeworth are thinking alike. Oh, I totally got on his wavelength. I'm like, yeah, wait, why isn't the sword covered in more blood then? If this witness is telling the truth, then there should be blood along the entire length of the sword.
No!
Oh my god, Edgeworth made Miss Lauren Congress said no, I had no idea. Order, wah!
Bravo, Miles Edgeworth. Raising this many contradictions from a single piece of evidence. All of the other attorneys I know could maybe manage one if that.
But what does this all mean? You have proven contradictions regarding the murder weapon, but having come this far, there can only be one answer.
And that is?
The weapon used to kill the victim was not the shito.
What? A foolish idea born from the foolish mind of a foolhardy, foolish fool.
Let's examine this again. What was it that made us think this sword was the murder weapon?
Well, it's because Mystic Amy was holding it.
Exactly. However, if you reflect on this, that is the only basis we have to assume such a thing. The impression left by the scene was just too strong. That is what influenced us. It influenced us to believe that the Shitachiro was the murder weapon. I know I'm saying that wrong.
Oh my god! I can't believe that sword ain't the murder weapon! I had no idea! Order, order, order! Wah!
So maybe the Shituro was not the murder weapon. Even if that is the case, it changes nothing, Miles Edgeworth. The sister here saw everything. She saw the defendant stab the victim with a sword-like object.
That's true, eh? Your response, Mr. Edgeworth?
If that is so, I would like the prosecution to answer the obvious question it raises.
The obvious question, eh?
Yes, namely, where did the real murder weapon disappear to?
Huh?
It goes without saying that the police searched the main hall and the surrounding area. Perhaps the prosecution can enlighten us as to if a sword-like object was found.
That's...
Answer the question, Miss Von Karma.
No evidence of that kind was found.
Oh my god, there was no evidence found like that? I had no idea. Another mystery to throw into the pile, eh? A trial without a murder weapon is a tricky beast. Excuse me, could I say something? I just remembered something, actually.
What is it, sister?
I was just thinking, it's possible that just maybe what actually happened was, it was just over there. What exactly are you going on about here? The murder weapon, I mean, maybe. I think I might know where the sword was disposed of.
You what?
Well then, I think we'd need to hear testimony from you one more time, sister.
Impossible! What else? What else could this old woman have seen?
I like that.
He's like, no!
Okay. Location of the weapon.
I saw the murder at around 11 p.m. And after asking that it be reported, I went out to the main gate. And there, I saw tracks. Tracks that indicated the snowmobile had been used. It takes 15 minutes to walk to Dusty Bridge, but less than 5 using one of those. Maybe they threw the weapon into Eagle River and came back while I was knocked out. Iris could have done that. She could drive a snowmobile after all. Witness, please tell us everything you know right away next time, eh? Well, I'm not in the best of shape. What with my back and my age, you know.
Quite. There were indeed snowmobile tracks in front of the main gate. Here is a photo.
Thank you. I wish we had this earlier. There's also footprints. Why are there footprints there? A snowmobile, eh? I see. Well, it certainly is an interesting theory.
The tracks begin in front of Hazakura Temple and run all the way to Dusty Bridge.
Tracks outed, take that night from the movie.
That solves your pesky little problem, yes? The Eagle River's current is quite swift, meaning that it doesn't freeze over in winter, making it the perfect place to dispose of the murder weapon.
Did she really go to the river to dispose of the murder weapon?
Mr. Edgeworth, your cross-examination, please.
Okay. So it says present on the 5th or 6th statement the tracks, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Knocked out. And then what does it say? Iris could have done that. She can drive a snowmobile. Okay, let me save. I wonder, presenting the picture, are we going to bring up the footprints? Because again, like, yeah, that's immediately what I saw. why are there footprints in the snow? Like someone ran. And the tracks actually make it look like more someone came from Dusty Bridge, not went to.
Objection! I admit this photograph proves something. It proves that the snowmobile was used on the night of the murder.
You finally accepted the inevitable, it seems, Miles Edgeworth.
However, if what the witness says is true, then why is there only one set of tracks?
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. Like, I saw the track, it looked like it was going, like it came from Dusty Bridge, and then it parked. And then, yeah, I didn't think about that too. Like, yeah, if someone was using a snowmobile, why were there not two tracks? Yeah, that makes sense.
What do you mean?
Iris left Hazakura Temple, threw the weapon into the river, and then returned. If this was the case, then naturally there should be two sets of tracks in the snow. Those from heading out to the bridge, and those from coming back.
You're right! You are forgetting one thing, Miles Edgeworth.
Huh?
On the night of the murder, it was snowing. The tracks leading to the bridge were erased by the snowfall. This removes your previous contradiction now, doesn't it?
I see! While she was at the river, the snow stopped, leaving just the return tracks in the snow, eh? Oh, jeez.
What do you have to say now, Miles Edgeworth?
Is there a flaw in her theory? This idea that the snowfall covered one set of tracks.
In my personal opinion, yes. Oh, no, that says flawless. I think there is a contradiction. Okay, good, I looked at that. So, yes, there is a contradiction.
The tracks to the river were covered by snow. What a nice theory. However, Miss Von Karma, that is impossible.
Would you care to explain? Why there is a rude index finger currently pointed in my general direction?
No need. The evidence will do all of the talking for me.
On the night of the murder, the killer went to and returned from Dusty Bridge. In order to dispose of the murder weapon, the outgoing tracks were erased by snow. Or so claims Miss Von Karma. Mr. Edgeworth, present your evidence to the contrary, eh? And I already looked, it said the weather data. Because again, there was like a thunderstorm, right? Let me actually look at it real quick. I'm curious about that weather data. Past it, sorry about that. Here we are. Yeah, it said, snow with occasional lightning strikes. Snow struck Dusty Bridge at around So yeah, I think the snow probably stopped at a certain time. Alright, sorry about that. Okay. Evidence that the outgoing tracks were not covered by the snow.
Take that! Witness, please tell us again what time it was when you witnessed the crime.
Yeah, I was about to say, it probably has something to do with the time.
Well, like I said, it was around 11.
Of course, this means that the weapon was thrown away after that time, correct? On that note, please take a look at this data. It is the weather report for Eagle Mountain on the night of the murder.
The weather report, eh?
Snow started to fall at 7 p.m., but it stopped at around 10:50.
Yep, okay.
Therefore, when the sister witnessed the crime at 11 p.m., the snow had already stopped falling. It is impossible for any tracks made after that time to have been covered up.
Ah!
Oh my god! The weather data sure saved his butt. Order, eh? Very well then. It looks like Miss Von Karma's claim has been snowed in. Ba-bum-bum. Oh, Jesus, I'm sorry. Yeah, wow, I figured she would do that. Just whip him for saying something so stupid.
It's too soon to be closing this trial to the snow. Miles Edgeworth, how pathetic of you to rely on the weather of all things.
Huh?
Answer me this then. Then is a weather report ever correct?
Ah, no. You got it all wrong. This isn't a forecast. This is actual data. Gah!
Forecast data, all weather reports have some inaccuracies. It may have still been snowing in the vicinity well past 11 p.m.
It's true. We cannot be totally sure, eh?
What? How did she pull that off?
It had stopped snowing at Hazakura Temple when the murder took place. You need to provide conclusive evidence of this, eh?
I've come this far. There's no turning back now.
What evidence?
Very well. I too cannot allow any doubts to remain concerning this testimony.
Aha, you can't back down, can you? Such a perfectionist, Miles Edgeworth.
Very well then, Mr. Edgeworth. Okay, save. Wonder what it's gonna be. What can I present? Where is your evidence that it had already stopped snowing when the victim was killed? Let me see the crime scene photo. Is there a photo? No, not that. There. It has to be this. She was not covered in snow. There is no snow on the body.
Take that!
Yeah, I guessed it right. Hell yeah. Because I was about to say, wait a minute. Well, if it stopped snowing, then there shouldn't be snow on the body. Because again, the murder took place at around 11. And it supposedly stopped at 10:50. So yeah, if the snow didn't stop, she should be covered in snow.
Ultimately, it all comes down to one point. That being, whether or not it was snowing in that courtyard when the victim was stabbed.
That's right. But proving that is...
incredibly easy.
Huh?
If we want to know whether it was snowing or not, this photo will tell us everything. Of course, I am referring to the photo of the crime scene.
Yep.
As you can see, everything is covered with snow. With just one exception.
And that is...
the victim herself, Miss Elise D. Why is there no snow on top of her? The answer is simple. It had stopped snowing when she was killed. That's why. In other words, if the killer really did go to the Eagle River to dispose of the murder weapon, then in this photograph, there should be two sets of tracks.
Ah!
Oh my god, he's right about the two tracks. There should have been two tracks. I had no idea. Order, just hang on. God!
Just what are you suggesting, Miles Edgeworth?
To be honest, I am not entirely sure myself, but this is simply what all of the facts point to.
I saved just in case. I'm so proud that I guessed that. I got that right.
That night, someone used the snowmobile to leave Hazakura Temple. From the tracks left, it can be understood that they were heading for Dusty Bridge. At that time, it was still snowing.
And I was right about the tracks.
Of course it was, because those tracks were erased by the snow.
Then, when this person returned to Hazakura Temple, the snow had stopped. Thus, the return tracks remained.
I thought the footprints would come into play. Maybe they will. We'll see.
Can I say something? This all sounds a bit fishy to me.
What does, sister?
There is only one key for the snowmobile.
Furthermore, on the night in Viv know that the defendant had it. The key was found in her room after the murder.
Which can only mean that night, Iris used the snowmobile to go to the inner temple.
But Iris said that she never went there. I should probably press on this point some more when I get the chance.
The snowmobile can't cross the suspension bridge. So, she must have left it on the Hazakura side of the bridge and crossed on foot.
That sounds right.
But what's odd is when I left Iris and returned to the Hazakura temple,
You didn't see a snowmobile?
I didn't see anything near Dusty Bridge.
Well, it's because they probably dragged it down to Heavenly Hall. Because you wouldn't be looking down there. You must have just failed to see it, sister.
Maybe, but when I made it back to Hazakura temple, it was there by the main gate. The snowmobile, I mean. I know what I saw. It was covered in snow, too.
But that isn't possible!
A reaction of his. Order, eh? Order in the court. What does this all mean?
So then what was the snowmobile used for? It wasn't taken by the defendant when she went to the inner temple. If it had been, then the witness couldn't possibly have seen it by the gate. Furthermore, it wasn't used by the killer to dispose of the murder weapon.
Did Larry use it?
If that was the case, there should be 2 sets of tracks in this photo.
Did he steal the key? Someone, I guess, maybe stole the key. I guess we'll see.
All we know is this. After it stopped snowing, someone used the snowmobile to return to Hazakura Temple. I never thought a simple snowmobile could cause so much trouble.
I think we've learned all we can from this witness.
Yes, I've nothing more to add. I've told you everything that I know.
But then, that still leaves us with the same problem, eh? If only there was someone, a witness who could testify to having seen the snowmobile. It's gonna be Larry.
A witness, huh?
Was there no one out walking perhaps near Dusty Bridge on that night? Yep.
I don't think that's likely. It was cold enough to freeze your ears off. Only an idiot would go out wandering in that.
They even give you the hint by calling him an idiot.
Unless they had something really important to do.
Yep. That's a shame, eh?
Hold on. Something is coming to me. An idiot may well have gone wandering out on that subarctic night. Your Honor, actually, there just might be one individual who may be of help to us.
Really? You know someone who might have seen the snowmobile on the night of the murder?
I don't know for sure if he saw it or not. But there are 2 things about him that do come to mind.
Which are?
First, that he saw something incredible on the night of the murder.
And the second being?
This individual that I am thinking of went wandering outside on that cold night. In other words, he is our kind of idiot.
Mr. Edgeworth, who is this idiot you're talking about? A boot.
Take that!
Yep. This guy must be a product of Jean-Luc de Lode's Guide to Ominous French Painting.
This is Larry Butts, a despicable, is it despicable? No. Disciple. Okay, sorry. This is Larry Butts, a disciple of the victim, Elise D.
Her student, eh? Interesting. And why was he wandering the boat outside on the night of the murder?
That's... I could tell them all about his designs for Iris, but it may cost us his credibility as a witness before I even call him. He is, after all, an artist. He was perhaps searching for something in the snowy scenery that would move him. Although I cannot guarantee that this is the reason.
And so, this unfortunate, unreliable-looking man, what exactly was it that he saw?
I intend to extract that from him right here in this courtroom.
Summon this youth as a witness immediately, eh?
I have no choice, do I?
I believe he is in the gallery for this trial. It will not take long to summon him.
Very well.
Larry, you may have escaped me yesterday, but today I'm going to get everything out of you.
The court will now adjourn for a 20-minute recess break. Miss Von Karma, please see to preparing the next witness, eh? 20 minutes? It's usually 30.
Understood, Your Honor.
Good. Well then, court is now in recess. Alright, to be continued. Alright, not too bad. So let's get a preview of the next part, and we'll call it a part. That went pretty smoothly, and again, I'm glad I was able to not have to use the guide too much, just mostly for where I needed to press the statement and stuff. Again, like, that's the thing I love. Like, I was, like, thinking, like, how can we prove there was no snow? Oh, the body. That's immediately what came to my mind. I was like, well, if the body's not covered in snow, then obviously it wasn't snowing when she was killed. That was awesome. That immediately just flooded into my head. Must have been a distant memory that I remembered when I was watching this stuff. Because again, I have seen the third game all the way through. It's just I don't remember any of it. It's been so long. But it's fun to figure it out.
Excuse me, Mr. Edgeworth. I'm not really sure what to say.
Iris, we only have 20 minutes. There are two things in which I need to ask you before we reconvene.
All right, I'll help you in any way I can.
First, about that night, you really did go to the inner temple, correct? The last witness claims to have met and talked with you in the training hall. Either you or Sister Bikini is lying.
Mr. Edgeworth, it is just as I said yesterday. Until the incident occurred, I was in my own room in the Hazakura temple.
Again, I have my own theory. I think I already figured out what happened, but we'll get to it when it comes up, as I said before.
Very well. The second thing, then. That night, the temple snowmobile was used in between the times Sister Bikini returned to the main hall and when she broke the witness to the murder. When she bore the witness to the murder.
I think I said that word wrong. Oh well.
Sometime between 10:30 and 11 p.m. that night. Were you the one who used the snowmobile?
There's only one key for the snowmobile. The only person who could have used it was me.
So it was you. But why? What made you go out to Dusty Bridge?
I'm sorry, Mr. Edgeworth.
Oh! Cyclops! No!
Da-da-da-da-da.
Iris!
I can't tell you about that yet.
Yet?
Not until her safety is confirmed.
Huh?
Oh, what's this about?
the safety of the acolyte.
Oh, okay, Maya. The acolyte, huh? She must be talking about Maya.
Interesting.
Iris, look me in the eye and tell me the truth. Did you kill Elise D?
No matter who or what may come, I could never take a life.
As I thought, no Cyclox.
Yep. I was gonna say, she's not lying.
Very well. It is my job to get to the truth. You'll discover this for yourself soon enough.
Okay. Oh, you guys get your popcorn? Yeah, I can't wait for the second half. Oh, this is gonna be good. Court will now reconvene, eh? Miss Von Karma, where is the witness?
During the break, a man was detained for suspicious behavior in the gallery.
Suspicious behavior?
He was sketching something very intensely.
Dare I ask what the witness was sketching when he was detained?
He drew a terrifying woman armed with a demonic face and a vicious whip.
I can only presume that his intentions was...
Anyway, it's time to drag this pathetic excuse for an artist before the court.
Oh, poor judge, he's just getting his ass whipped.
Lawrence Decium, I hope you're ready. Get in here.
It would seem that whip is going to see plenty more use today. Yeah. Oh boy, hey Larry.
Ouch! Your sketches is in contempt of this court.
Hey, woman! I was just... Ouch!
You tried to run away from the bailiff who was trying to hand you your sapone, correct?
Look, I'm nothing but a fleeing artist traded out in the mountains, man! I'm only down here in the city because I ran out of green paint, man! Well, to use the technical term for the color, Verdinian.
Larry, this isn't an art store now, is it?
I know! I guarantee I graduated junior high, okay, man? Look, an artist is all about working in the fields, isn't it? Working in the fields?
I presume he wanted to say field work. I hope.
That's it, man! Thanks, buddy!
It's kind of sad that I was able to understand his mangled train wreck of a sentence.
I just happened to stop in here and found a wonderful new model, man! Oh no, you idiot. This is the worst model you could ever pick. So see, I've got nothing to do with all this trial at all, man! I expect all of your faces to be red when you realize this mistake, bright red, man! Or, to use the technical term, Crimson Lake! Ouch! 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 What? Ouch! I like for a moment when she whipped him, he smiled, and then he's like, ow, ow!
Stop your pathetic babbling and testify like a man.
Refrain from whipping me, Miss Von Karma. Cross-whipping is as bad as a cross-checking, eh? Witness, that was all your fault. Testify now, you son of a bitch. Wow, this is too much for me, man. What I saw. Alright. What a great way to end it. Alright, I'm finished. Alright. So we'll call it apart, and when we come back, we'll finish the first day of the trial and see what Larry's testimony is all about, and see what he saw. Which again, I think will bring new evidence to light, which hopefully will help us solve, or at least get finished with this day of the trial. Because again, obviously, we're going to have one more trial after this. After one more investigation day, and then we'll have one more trial. But anyway, that's all for now. This has been CB Ultra 768, and we'll be back with some more Phoenix Wright Trials and Tribulations next time. So stay tuned for that. Bye.